something else that I could touch on too, SPY. I put this in the Discord as well. So doing this technical analysis, this is why we do it, man. You get to see exactly what's going on in the market. So from May to July, the last 3 years, we've gone up a minimum of 15% each year. So May 25th, or not May 25th, May of 2025, we end up going from 513 to 642, right? And that happened in August, right? We ended up keep running up. We had a little moment of a pullback in August, but then we kept running up. But that's 25% for those months. May to July of 2024, right? You got this May to, what's this? That's February. But if we go from May to July, you get a 15%, right? And then you get a dip in that July, right? In the middle of July, you get a dip. But then at the beginning of August, you end up running up. So you get that small dip in August, July. In May, you started at 483, but then you kept running up after that small dip to the time you get to February 2025. That's 25%. So that's July 2024. And then you got 23 May to July, right? You go from the price of 382 to 443, right? Then you get you get not a small dip. You get a dip from July to October, but then when October comes around, you run them from 397 to 516. We also emphasize buying that dip and just buying these companies in general because, obviously you can see when they take off, when it takes off, it takes off. Like, we might not ever get to these prices again. More than likely not ever going to get to these prices again. And then same thing for 2026. 2027, we might get back down to 2026 prices, right? We might, right? But if we end up hitting that 800, 850, we end up might just coming back down to only 750, 716. Now you're priced out. You can't get it back down here. Then it keeps running up. So get in now because it's only going to go up. If you already feel like it's too late, that's the wrong mindset to have because by the time we're in the next 10 years, these prices are going to be way more than they already are for crypto and for stocks.
Yeah, that big break has only happened with a few set of cryptos as well. So when that move comes, it's a big move for the entire market. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, man. So hey, look, make that consistent buying routine. Take that paycheck. Take whatever money you're getting. Make a consistent routine into buying some crypto. Look into this crypto analysis section, the crypto 101 section. Crypto news section, the video section. Make a plan to buy VTI, VOO, the S&P 500. Get you one of these top tech companies, Nvidia, Meta, Google. You're already using it. If you're using Amazon a lot, like my auntie, she uses Amazon a lot. Auntie, go get you some stock. You know what I'm saying? Amazon about to hit $300. You know what I'm saying? It's in this range right now. You already spent however much this month. Not talking specifically to you, auntie, my bad if you're watching this. But whoever, you already spent however much with whatever brand that month. Apple, Amazon. You're giving T-Mobile that phone payment every month. You might as well spend that money with Apple. You know what I'm saying? Make a plan to invest into Apple. You're a gamer. You game on Nvidia platform. You like Nvidia. They got the best chips. They got the best everything. Invest into Nvidia, man. Google, right? You love Google. You use it for everything. Invest into these companies, man. And if you want to learn how to invest the best way, looking at the chart, looking for the best opportunities, just come with us in Full Circle Wealth, man. We're live every day for free in the general chat, man, just for you guys. So with that being said, I'm ready to move away from the charts unless you got something you want to talk about.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I got, I'm going to bring it up real quick. So this morning while I was reading a page out of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that's a great book if you want to get started on your self-improvement journey. Page 169, it asked me something, man. And I still don't even know the answer all the way, but maybe we can find it right now. But I wanted to ask you guys too. There's 2 questions. what one thing could you do? Something that you are not doing now that if you did on a regular basis will make a tremendous positive difference on my personal life. I'll say it one more time for the people. You got to write this down, man. What one thing could you do, something that you are not doing now that if you did on a regular basis would make a tremendous positive difference on my personal life? And I had to think about that, man. You got an answer off the top of your head?
I feel like to really break down that question, there's a lot of things that a person has to dissect about themselves in order to figure out what they want to grow in the most that they're not doing the most, right? So say somebody that's not journaling, right? They want to track their spending or whatever the case may be. They could be like, I want to get in a book. You know what I'm saying? So not talking about anybody else. What?
But that what you said?
Yeah.
That's good information for sure. You gotta dissect whatever it is that you want to achieve before you ask yourself that question and dig deep.
Yeah, for sure.
That's you're gonna find that answer there. So
because you can go from like a really simple answer to something that's a lot more complex and really getting to the bottom and the base of who you are as a person. So like, I think that you could really come. I think personally, what am I doing? What could I do that I'm not doing that will affect the trajectory?
Honestly, me personally, what one thing could you do something that you are not doing now that if you did on a regular basis? If I on a regular basis truly, because I opened this book today.
Yeah.
If I on a regular basis truly would open a page of them books and really read them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And really dissected them. Not because May we had, I did, well not May, January, February, I was on that roll, but then I ended up falling off with intentionally reading. So I got 2 books down this year, but after those 2 books, I ended up kind of coasting in that lane, right? So honestly, I think for me, I think reading regularly and making it a real habit is something for me. That would help me even business, professionally, in my personal life. It would make a positive difference because without those 2 pages, it was 1 page.
Oh, you're at the beginning?
No, I'm not at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So I read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People before, but I was younger, right? And I've been a firm believer of this year as well because even though I know I need to read more, I haven't bought any new books because I'm like, there's some books in there that I need to reread or I haven't started yet that I already have.
Yeah, that's fair.
So with that being said, I just opened up a random page because sometimes I'll do that, but I don't do that on a regular basis, just like the question is saying. I picked up the book, opened the random page, 169. These 2 questions came at me. And,
I think I'm going to answer that too.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think one thing that I could do really is plan ahead. That's what I could really work on to change the trajectory. Every day, if I planned ahead and seen, like today or yesterday, I know exactly what I was going to do today. From the moment that I woke up to the moment that the day ended. Like my whole day is planned out. And so I have a lot more energy into doing the things that I wanted to do simply because I had already had it planned out prior, right? So full circle moment, it worked today. Now, if I were to put that in perspective and into my life, daily life, actually, where I'm planning out the day and having multiple things to do and keep me occupied, I think that'll definitely benefit crazy amount because I can put more focus into the moment because it's already structured in my mind about what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So whether that be content curation, whether that be, spending time with the fam, all of it is actually tomorrow's also already planned too. Everything that I've figured out. So I kind of did that this week. Actually, without even realizing.
Exactly. And I kind of even earlier this week, I got this book named Propaganda that I've been reading too. I've been taking it to the job. I'll be opening it up. But it all comes down to what it said. Like I'm glad that regular basis, because what you said, I'm sure that you feel like you said, you feel a clearer mind, you feel more strategized, more on top of everything with the whole day planned out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I think I feel just more fresh and more sharpened when I'm incorporating the habit consistently of picking up that book.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
full circle wealth, right here, live in the motion.
Live.
Man. Live in the motion. So ask yourself that question, man. You know, the second part of the question is what one thing in your business or professional life will bring similar results? And it's the same thing, really. You know, for me personally, I think that if I even if I just not only boil it down to reading, but, you know, and I've been doing better with this lately, but going to seek out more information, right? So now I've gathered a lot of information and executed on it now, but now there's that next step.
Right.
You know, so now I have to be okay with seeking out more information. And I think something I want to tell you guys is that a smart person, the more you know, the more you don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So you always have to, you know, kind of sharpen your ego, get in control of your ego, you know, because as a human, you might want to be a know-it-all. You might just want to be in your own lane and not want to listen to anything new because that's just who we are. But hey, break out of that, man. You know, so I'm gonna be more diligent and be consistent with seeking out that new information and picking up that book, because seeking out new information isn't always the easiest thing, because you're challenging the current version of you.
Right.
So,
And yeah,
that's it.
touching on that, I think the best way to challenge that version is doing what you said, but adding on to that, asking the right questions. You know what I'm saying? Because putting yourself in the shoes of the unknowing, you know that you know these things, but you know that there's so much more to learn. But that being said, in order for you to obtain that knowledge, you have to ask the right questions also to the right people. So when it comes to what you're getting, what you want to get, instead of going into something like, damn, I'm trying to figure this out, it's more like, how can I figure this out? And not, because you got to kind of just switch that mindset of not be like, damn, I don't know, to how can I know? Who can I ask? Because they may have expertise, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But asking those right questions. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you mentioned that. We can keep going, man, because, you know,